Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network. Feel free to join our Facebook group as well, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. All righty. So, Tony Khan. Tony Khan, Tony Khan, Tony Khan. Tony Khan is claiming that most of the anti AEW tweets, posts on social media are not people, but they're bots. So let's read a couple of tweets here from Mr. Maturity Tony Khan. So he writes here. He tweets out, an independent study has confirmed that much of the staunch AEW online community aren't real individuals. It's a staff running thousands of accounts and an army of bots to signal boost them. Look closely, these aren't real people. Who'd pay for such a wildly expensive thing? Okay, first things first. Why would Tony Khan feel that he needs to do an independent study on anti AEW tweets in the online community? Why do you need to do that? Why do you need to pay for an independent study? Okay, you need to toughen up, Tony Khan. Tony Khan needs to toughen up a little bit. He's got to be able to take criticism. You know, there are people out there that don't like AEW, that don't want to watch AEW. They're not bots. I don't believe that there are bots. I don't believe there's a staff running thousands of accounts and they have an army of bots to signal boost them because they don't like AEW. You know how sad that sounds. You know how ridiculous that sounds. And he doesn't stop there. He doesn't stop there. He goes on. So he goes, research this one for yourselves. You internet detectives thrive in these situations. Speaking of wild things, you don't want to miss AEW Rampage, Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta. Their boiler room staff is going to be working overtime on a Friday, and I love it. Their boiler room staff. So according to Tony Khan, there's a boiler room somewhere, and there's a whole staff of people that somebody is paying for. That somebody's paying for to tweet out anti AEW posts on social media, and then the bots signal boost them. So that's according to Tony Khan. That's what's happening as per Tony Khan. And he's like, ever wonder why so much of the activity of these accounts is retweets and replies? No, I never wonder that at all, Tony. Like, who actually has 80% of their activity as straight up retweets? Like, who actually, again, hires an independent study because you can't take a bunch of criticism from people who don't like AEW? Who does that? Who does that? Tony Khan needs to toughen up, man. Tony Khan needs to toughen up. This is not the first time he can't take criticism. This guy cannot take criticism. I remember Fox News. Fox News put out a study saying AEW Dynamite, their ratings or their viewership is not as strong as it used to be, and he just put out a whole bunch of tweets with all these charts and everything, showing that the viewership is just fine, and then he compared them to Fox News shows, and we're doing better than Fox News. He can't take criticism. This guy, if he's gonna be in the professional wrestling business, if he's gonna have promotions, he's gonna be able to take criticism, and he can't. He can't do it. Vince McMahon, I don't think Vince McMahon would do anything like this. McMahon, I mean, people don't like the WWE, then don't like the WWE. Vince McMahon's not going to say, darn it, I'm going to get I'm going to get these independent studies going, and we're going to find out why there's so much anti-WWE tweets and posts out there on social media. Damn it. Get the independent study going, damn it. Big man doesn't care. Big man doesn't care. Scott D'Amore's not going to do that. Scott D'Amore's not going to. He's not going to. I mean, people don't like Impact Wrestling, and there's quite a few of them out there. I'm not sure why, but Scott D'Amore doesn't care. He just ignores it. But Tony Khan, he's just so. He just can't take criticism. He's so immature. He's like a man child. He just can't take it. He's got to. Why are there these anti AEW tweets? Everybody should love us. Everybody should love AEW. How could they not like AEW? So we're gonna have to do an independent study and find out why there are people out there that don't like AEW, and we'll just say, oh, it's just a staff. We'll come up with the thing. It's a staff running. There's a staff. Yeah, there's a staff of people. There's a whole staff of people out there. It's like some guy named Milton in his basement doesn't like AEW. So what he's done, he's asked his mom for about $5,000 so he could hire a whole staff. He could hire a whole staff of people to just so they could all get together and type out all these anti AEW posts, and then they're gonna have bots that signal boost him. That's what Milton's doing. That's what Mills. He's got a staff running thousands. We're just the guys in his basement. It's like, you know what? I don't like AEW, so I'm gonna create 4,000 Milton accounts, and they're all gonna be anti AEW. That's what Milton's doing. You know how this ridiculous. I tried to say a word, but it just didn't come out right. So I'm going to say ridiculous. You know how ridiculous this sounds? You know how sad this tweet is? Or these tweets are? It's just, my goodness. Like, I bet you when Cody Rhodes showed up in WWE when he left AEW, I bet you Tony Khan threw a temper tantrum in his room. I bet you he just turned the desk over, or if he's in his room, he just pulled all the sheets off the bed and threw them in the air, and fell on the floor and started banging his fists on the floor, yelling and screaming, "Why, Cody? Why? How could you leave me?" And I bet you he did something that's something along that effect. But dude, Tony Khan, man, if you can't take criticism, you're in the wrong game, man. You're in the wrong game. It says research this one for yourselves. You internet detectives survive. Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll do my own independent study. How about that? That's how I'll research it. That's how I like to do it. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing an independent study on seeing if Tony Khan actually did an independent study. Or if he's just making this. I'm sure he maybe. I'm guessing Tony Khan did really do an independent study. No, I don't think. I think he's the type that would do that. Like I said, the guy's got to be able to take criticism, and he obviously can't take criticism for AEW. Again, not everybody's going to love AEW. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people out there that don't like AEW. I know right now people are getting annoyed with Tony Khan and his surprise of the week, and every week it's somebody new, then you don't see them for a couple of weeks. That gets tiresome. So people are going to voice their opinion on that on social media, and Tony Khan, you got to be able to take it. You got to be able to take it. It's again, there aren't an army of bots out there to signal boost a whole staff in a boiler room or in someone's basement, staff of thousands that are just tweeting out, or a staff running thousands of accounts. Just their entire day is just to tweet out anti AEW tweets. That's all they're living for. People aren't doing that. Again, people don't have to like AEW, Tony Khan, and there's going to be people out there that don't like AEW. Okay, just deal with it, man. Just deal with it. All right. Grow up a little bit. Yeah, you got a lot of money. That's great, but grow up a little bit. All right. Plain and simple. Take criticism. Understand that there are people out there that don't like AEW, and grow up a little bit. And that's all I'm going to say on that. So the Briscoes, Impact Wrestling, the Briscoes are coming back. They're going to be at the April 24th taping at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center at the Rebellion. So they are back. This is good news. Actually, PW Insider actually advertised them for Rebellion, but I don't know if that was a mistake or if that was a slip. But they're definitely confirmed for April 24th. So it's great to see the Briscoes back, and I'm hoping Impact Wrestling offers them a contract and the Briscoes accept it. That would be a terrific addition to Impact Wrestling. You know how I feel about that. I know how you feel about that. But yeah, the Briscoes coming back. That's big news. Impact Wrestling saying that they wanted to use Mark and Jay Briscoe as regulars. So hopefully this they're coming back and they're going to be used more regularly in Impact Wrestling. And even hopefully we can see an announcement that the Briscoes have signed with Impact Wrestling. So I've got my fingers crossed on that. And more good news is back to AEW for a second. Actually, we're going to wrap it up with this. AEW indicating that Tony Khan indicating that the immature Tony Khan indicating that Ring of Honor they're not going to be really looking to get new talent in Ring of Honor. You're going to see AEW contracted talent in Ring of Honor, as opposed, as I said, to bringing in new talent. So that's good news for Impact Wrestling, because I was a little concerned at first with Ring of Honor that Tony Khan was going to just hire a whole bunch of indie guys, top indie guys like Alec Price or AJ Gray, and just bring them to Ring of Honor and look for some older Ring of Honor guys like Shane Taylor and bring him back, or Bandito or Flamita or Ray Horace, and bring him back to Ring of Honor. But that's not the plan. That's not the plan. Tony Khan is going to use contracted AEW talent for Ring of Honor. I'm not saying you might not see one or two new faces popping into Ring of Honor, but the plan is mostly to be using AEW talent, contracted talent in Ring of Honor. So with that said, that's great news for Impact Wrestling, because now there's going to be a lot more free agents that'll be available. I mentioned a couple of names. I spoke about Johnny Gargano yesterday. So Impact Wrestling, there's going to be a lot of guys out there available that you could bring in and really bolster up that roster. Like I said, I would love to see a Bandito coming in. Bandito would be fantastic in Impact Wrestling. I'd love to see Alec Price, as I mentioned. I would love to see Flamita. Flip Gordon is available. Would be great. Shane Taylor would be terrific. Sign all the Honor No More guys 100%. So Impact Wrestling, good news for Impact Wrestling. So I think they could breathe a little easier now. And they could start hopefully making some offers to bring some new talent in to Impact Wrestling. But great to see that the Briscoes are back. Doesn't look like the Briscoes will be getting signed by AEW to work in Ring of Honor. I know the whole story was the Briscoes. They were, because of their past tweets, that they won't be coming in, but they've apologized for those tweets, and they explained that they were wrong. They apologize them, and they haven't. There's been no issues with them since those tweets that they had put out years ago. But this is a perfect opportunity for Impact Wrestling to make the big signing of the Briscoes, and to go after some former Ring of Honor talent and bring them in to Impact Wrestling. So Impact Wrestling, yeah. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. All right. So we're going to leave it at that. I'm done. This is Shooting Up North. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please, if you liked the video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And as usual, I'm watching the news. Anything breaks, I'll be back. But until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. And stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.